this morning, and happy Tuesday to you. Sean O'Hara joining us. Jane Slater is back. And Peter Schrager, we did not scare them away yesterday.
No, we're still here, and we love it. Guys, great job yesterday. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. Let's go to Miami. Jane, want to go to Miami with me? Let's go.
You know I love Miami. Let's go.
I know you do. Oh, nobody does Miami like one Jane Slater, except Tua could probably do good things for Miami too. He is the guy at starting quarterback. Brian Flores said yesterday he thinks there should be some significant improvement in his second season with Tua.
We talked to him about the year one and year two jump, and it's a real thing. I think he's more comfortable with just his surroundings. More comfortable, being in a huddle, giving a cadence, going through his communication, things like that. Those little things that no one really talks about.
Okay, so Flores expecting a year two jump. We got a little bit of a nugget yesterday, a wrinkle from Dolphins running back Myles Gaskin. He told reporters that they have a whole new playbook, which seems like just another thing you're throwing at a second-year quarterback, a bit of a hurdle that he's going to have to deal with. Shrags, I'll start with you. You know I love Tua. Will the success of the Dolphins, we always say, like, it's all on Daniel Jones here in New York. Is it all on Tua down in Miami?
Yeah, look, the success of the 2021 Dolphins hinges on the success of Tua, but it's not going to be all on Tua. We could go through all the negatives on Tua from last year, and there were some, and yes, we know he was pulled, but let's think about some of the things he was up against. One, he was injured the season before that he got on the field, obviously, and he made that recovery. B, he wasn't the starter from day one. And I would say the final thing was, are we sure the offense was built around Tua? Chan Gailey was the offensive coordinator last year. Chan Gailey was Ryan Fitzpatrick's offensive coordinator in Buffalo. He was Ryan Fitzpatrick's offensive coordinator with the Jets. And then he was Ryan Fitzpatrick's offensive coordinator with the Dolphins. That was a Ryan Fitzpatrick offense. So what'd they do this year in Miami? Well, they elevated two different coaches to be co-offensive coordinators, and they gave him a ton of help. Look at this. This is just skill positions on the top here. Malcolm Brown from the Rams was a worthy replacement of Todd Gurley. Will Fuller, when healthy, is one of the fastest and most dynamic deep threats. Jalen Waddle, they had rated first on their board above Jamar Chase, and they got some offensive line help. But I want to focus on the coaches here because I think this is the key. Let's start here with these two men. That's Eric Stoodsville, not a familiar name to many, but guess what? 24 seasons of NFL coaching experience, been with the Dolphins since Flores got there, and he has coached every running back from Tiki Barber to Marshawn Lynch to Willis McGahee. He's going to be one of the co-offensive coordinators. The other one's George Godsey, who's been in the NFL for 10 years. And he was a Dolphins tight ends coach the last couple of years, but also was with the Lions, the Texans, was with the Patriots for a year. These are going to be the guys that help build an offense that is for Tua. So, yes, does the success of Tua play the biggest role in the Dolphins' success? Of course. This guy has to be good. Like, if he's not good, this team's not going to get to the playoffs in a loaded AFC. But these coaches and these other skill position players have been brought in to make sure that success happens. This is not Chan Gailey and Ryan Fitzpatrick's team anymore. This is Tua, and it's Stoodsville, and of course, it's Godsey. Those names might not ring a bell, but by mid-season, if Tua's lighting it up, those are the two names you're going to hear, not only as offensive play callers, but maybe as future head coaches.
I love the Chan Gailey nugget, Schrags, because if you think about it, okay, so it was Ryan Fitzpatrick's playbook. It also felt like it was Ryan Fitzpatrick's locker room for a while. I can't imagine what it would be like to have a guy that's been in the league now 16 years, sort of breathing over your shoulder. Now, by all accounts, these two had a great relationship. Ryan Fitzpatrick really there to help mentor him. You know, we talked about it last season. He was there to help him feel a little bit more comfortable in the huddle. And you always enjoyed watching these two on the sidelines. But now with Fitz on his way to Washington and still wanting to start, this allows Tua to take over the locker room as well. I also think it's interesting too that, you know, you brought it up a little bit there. He gets a true offseason after dealing with the injury to his hip. As he recently described it, he says it hasn't been 2-a-days, it's been 3-a-days. He's been putting in the work, but now he gets to work on the speed, the accuracy, the agility, all the stuff that comes with being a starting quarterback. And he also got, like I said, to learn behind a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I think just having Ryan Fitzpatrick move on and then to build off your point to get his own playbook, I think that's good for the Dolphins. And look, an organization is predicated on the success of their quarterback. So to answer the initial question, they absolutely need Tua to step up this year in order for Miami to be legitimate.
Jane, I love your play on words right there. The Tua-days, or no, 3-a-days, but Tua-days. I like it. Guess what? These are Tua's days. And I mean, his career, everybody's looking at year 2. Or everybody looks at quarterbacks and says, all right, we want to see the progression. Year 1, everybody gets a pass. So, Schrags just talked about Eric Studesville and how he was an assistant coach for the Giants and Coach Tiki Barber. So let's just bring it back. Let's bring it back to Eli Manning's second year. And I remember his rookie year, physically, we saw the tools. We saw him make the throws. We saw the moxie. We saw the end of the game. He wants the ball in his hands. He's not scared to make the big throw. And then year 2 was where the mental side of the game accelerated. And I remember the offseason after Eli's rookie year, and offensively, we made some changes, and it was kind of like, all right, we're going to sit down and let's go over the offense. What do you like? What do you see well? How do you see these route combinations? Do you see the protections? That's what they've spent this entire offseason doing with Tua. What do you like? Tell us. Let's have some communication here. Let's have a little back and forth. So I expect to see a totally different offense altogether from the Dolphins, but it's not just Tua who has to play better. There was another first-round pick that was taken right after him in Austin Jackson, who they asked to be their tackle. And guess what? The offensive line struggled last year. You look at their offensive production, third down was one of their toughest down. They really struggled in that capacity, and that's where you make your money in if you're a tackle in the league. On 3rd and 7, whether it's silent count, no matter who it is, that's the toughest job in the NFL. And that's what they need. They need better production from the tackles. Look, Tua can get the ball out quick. I think mentally he can handle all that stuff. But there's times where you're going to have to step back on a 7-step drop, and the pocket's going to have to hold up, and you've got to find those deep threats. Obviously, Jalen Waddle, what he can do after the catch is going to help this offense out. But I fully expect to see a much more confident Tua. And listen, offensive linemen like myself will tell you, please do not burp the baby, Tua. Do not hold on to the ball. Anybody want to know why all of a sudden the Bucs could win a Super Bowl with a rookie right tackle and Tristan Wirfs and Donovan Smith at left tackle? Well, Tom Brady got the ball out. So that's something that Tua is going to do a better job of in year 2.
Peter scratched the "Don't Burp the Baby" off of the Sean O'Hara bingo card for today's show. You guys can tweet us at GMFB. I'm going to say it is all on Tua, and it's not a bad thing. It is a great thing. There is some idea out there that this quarterback is not clutch. And yes, I understand that games against the Raiders and the Bills left a bad taste in fans' mouths across the league and pundits and the like. But let's not forget that this quarterback in his first year facing so much adversity did have clutch moments. Which ones? Oh, let me show you. How about when he went toe-to-toe with Kyler Murray in just his second start, doing his thing? Well, maybe honestly, this is one of the more entertaining games of the year, in my opinion. He was damn near flawless. There, I said it. And he led Miami on a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. That's pretty clutch, I would say. Let's not forget, he was the one who officially ended the Patriots' run. Let's switch over to the Patriots game. Yeah, 11 straight playoff appearances. Poof, gone. Why? Because Tua crushed it. New England was hanging around and making a push last season. Tua led the Dolphins on a fourth quarter comeback. He ran in 2 touchdowns, ending the playoff hopes of New England. I love it. So yes, I get it. Seeing him benched against the Raiders was concerning. Seeing the Dolphins get crushed by the Bills, even though we should mention the Bills hung 56 on that Dolphins defense. That Dolphins defense did not come to play or help Tua out. It was disappointing, but he has had clutch moments. He has shown us that. Let's not forget it. And let's not forget, I'm a huge Tua defender here. Let's not forget Josh Allen had one of the most unclutch playoff performances we have seen in recent memory, talking about burping the baby, some of the crazy things that were happening. And then the next year, what does he do? Lead the Bills to an AFC championship game. I am the most impatient person in the world. I check myself in line at the bodega and on the streets walking in New York. I am the most impatient person, but I'm asking you to join me with patience in these young quarterback shrigs.
She just took us to church.
Yeah, and it's the...
I just got a Sunday sermon on Tua. I'm a believer.
A lot of Dolphins fans believe it because here's the deal. Why is he being graded on a different scale than others? Here was a guy who we should be even fortunate he played after the injury he suffered the year before, and he went 6-3 as a starter. So, Kay, to your point, there's almost less of a patience with Tua than maybe some of the other young quarterbacks in the league, and we're not quite sure why. And I think a lot of Dolphins fans, they ride with you on this one.
Yeah, the benching probably didn't help. And it might not work out. Tua might not be the answer down there in Miami, but I still will maintain, even if he's not, that patience is what he deserved because other quarterbacks like Josh Allen got that. Okay, more Good Morning Football on